I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel as though that a variety of different things may not be as helpful when creating. Like gathering different aspects of wildlife is definitely intriguing, and we want to be able to show the scale in how we're building this world around this particular subject. However, what I'm finding is that the extent of what is being created may need to be narrowed just a bit. Now, what I'm finding is being intentional with centralizing my photo and video wildlife documentation is essential for discovering layers of a subject. To me, this is one of the most important elements of creating these wildlife moments. Now, I'm not saying that this is a one-shoe-fits-all type of scenario either, but pointing to this factor was helpful for me in approaching my wildlife subjects. Now, with that being said, there has been this one wildlife bird that you probably already know right now based upon some of the B-roll footage that I have been inspired by. They have become my go-to season-round muse, which is the white ibis. The white ibis has always been a bird that I could rely on to film and photograph, and it's mainly due to the dense population of these birds within my area. Now, I categorize these white ibis in two buckets, essentially. Now, I categorize the white ibis into two buckets. The first bucket, they're skittish. They don't have as much interaction with humans, and as soon as you start to get close to them, they are flying to the other side of the lake, the pond, wherever. They don't want to have anything to do with our presence. Now, obviously, the second bucket of white ibis, they are essentially the opposite. They love the human interaction because I think they know at the end of the day of that interaction that some of the humans are going to give them a little treat. When I'm able to film them in either capacity, it's rewarding twofold, meaning I'm able to create wide shot scenarios to where they are immersed in the landscape. However, I tend to lean more to the close-up shots that brings forth the different characteristics and details about these birds. I've always found it interesting to observe the details of their faces, like their wrinkles, blending of their skin on their beak, compounded with different hues of pink, I would say. Also, I've enjoyed seeing the plumage details within these photos and being able to capture that minute details of, the smaller plumage growth that's on their faces too. I think this may be a new approach for me in the near future to continually make a concerted effort to focus on a singular wildlife subject. Personally, I think with the unpredictability of wildlife availability in conjunction with my day-to-day creates an anxiousness to create within a limited window of time. What I've learned over a period of time is the more that I take time to reflect and observe the time spent out there collecting moments for wildlife and see that this self-applied pressure that we put on ourselves at times to create, and just to produce may not be as helpful with getting the ideal outcome that I'm looking for with, sharing these wildlife moments. I anticipate you're able to see a new or rehashed perspective on creating a narrow focus in whatever endeavors you are pursuing. If it's in wildlife or some other niche within this photography, filmography space that you're inspired by. As always, continually appreciate the process. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Deuces. Merry Christmas to you all. Yes, sir. All right. Cool.